Pradip Bhandari joins me this morning. Pradeep, the final journey of Atal Bihari Vajpayee set to begin. And I think what's striking with these images is the fact that even, almost a day after he died, the honors keep coming in, people keep visiting, chief ministers from across the country. This was a leader who defined, in a sense, a cohesive political entity in India. It's not vicious and heated and hated in the manner it is today. He was able to bring together different political forces, at least through his friendship.
See, I think he was the greatest statesman of post-independent India for me. He cut across party lines, he cut across ideologies. I think he had a personal connect which could even get differences sorted out. And despite not having the numbers individually, he could take all strong decisions, whether on the economic front, whether on the defense front. So I think he was a league apart. And imagine, not just as a prime minister, but 70 to 80% of his time was as an opposition leader. So his grit and determination as an opposition leader is something which was extremely, something which was very unique for me. Also, if his first, I would say, the Sambodhan, which is the right word to use it here, where he's talked about the JP legacy and how he wanted to do politics of values and politics of certain principles, and he was on it, and it took him time, but eventually something which was his party, which was just there 3 seats, 4 seats, he could take it and become the prime minister and still plant that thought. So for me, he's really served the democracy, because if you ideally see, I would say him as the planting seed of 2-party system in this country, where you actually have an opposition, which now is definitely in government. But that is something which is also to the credit of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And his personality was such where even leaders from across the different political spectrum used to take his wisdom and advice, even though when he was not in government. So it is something which is very unique, and I think it is something which every student of politics and the youth of this country should watch. And it's just not according to me, his spoken or the Kargil, but look on the economic front, the telecom revolution, the laying the vision for the golden quadrilateral. So I think these are some very, very unique steps, and this can only come from a unique man. And because he was a poet for me, so he was also visionary, but being a poet, he was also a politician, so he was also pragmatic in a lot of sense.
If you look at India's history and you look at some of the biggest challenges that individual prime ministers have faced in their terms, you can list a few. For example, Prime Minister Nehru, the 62 war, Indira Gandhi, the 1971 war, later on, of course, the emergency, the entire issue of Khalistan. These were incredible challenges in the lives of any prime minister. But if you look at some of the biggest challenges that Atal Bihari Vajpayee faced as prime minister, his first term was nothing. It was very, very short. The second term was also quite short. It was only after that he managed a 4-year term. But in all of these periods, he faced incredible challenges, the nuclear tests, and not just the technological problems that India faced in putting this together, the pressure from the United States, the sanctions from the United States, the courage to push these tests across. The Lahore summit, where he decided to reach across to Pakistan. His biggest challenge, I would say, perhaps the Kargil war, which caught this country by surprise. The hijack of the Indian Airlines plane was another huge problem that he had to face. The attack on Parliament. It is incredible the number of challenges that he had to face. These were challenges which could have really defined the way India could have gone. And ultimately, he did what was best for the country. And I think history would judge him as somebody having taken the right decision in all of these cases.
Absolutely, yes, Vishnu, and in fact,
and that's 5 examples,
You've been covering the defense sector for long, so who better than you would know that, because we were all teenagers at that time, but you guys were in the thick of the thing. So, yes, absolutely, yes. And on the Pokhran front, I think what was very, very unique is, despite as you said, the United States having huge amount of vigil, still we could be self-dependent, we could be independent and have our own self-defense system, which was extremely courageous. And Vishnu, I think the reason why Atalji was different is, for me, is because he was one of those leaders who also participated in the Indian freedom struggle, because he was there in the Quit India movement.
It started then.
And that is where he could have a completely different connect even with political leaders across, and they looked at him as somebody league apart, because he was carrying that, I would say, that history of contributing to the Indian freedom struggle. And he joined the Jansangh in 1952, and just within 5 years he was there in the parliament.
Okay.